Hey, everybody, welcome to Bobby Builds It, where today's project I know is going to sell because a buddy asked me to make it. He has this cat that refuses to scratch the carpet covered scratching post that he has. So he asked me to recreate this, but not have it covered. So we got a couple of pieces of 1x8 and we're going to get it done. Y'all stick around. Our example, the base is 15 inches square. As we know, these boards are only 7¼ wide. So I'm going to cut two pieces at 14½ inches long and glue them together, and that'll get us where we need to be. But I'm not going to cut at 14 inches right away. I'm going to do about 16 here, and that'll give me a little bit of leeway if I need to mill things up more. And even though these were, surfaced four sides when I bought them, that seam isn't great. I'm going to run it through the joiner right quick. Clean that up. The post for this is 5 inches by 5 inches. The whole tower is 30 inches tall, but ours is going to be a little bit shorter because I didn't get exactly the right width. 1x8s I got were 6 feet tall. If I'd gotten the 8 feet ones, it'd have been better. 1x10s would have actually been better too, because I'm going to cut 2 slats at 5 inches wide and 2 at 4¼ inches wide to make it the 5-inch square. And just sticking with working what we've got, I'm going to cut these 4 at 23 inches. They may end up being a little different in the end, but that's how we're going to start. Unless I was able to be sneaky and edit it out, I have a bad measurement I said earlier. We're going to cut 2 boards at 3½ inches wide and 2 at 5. It's because it's going to go together like this. And I want it to be square, so I'm accounting for these thicknesses here. I also took this chance to see where maybe some of the more gnarly imperfections were. So I'm cutting that out. So it's going to be 3½ from this side to there. This has this spot there I don't like, so same deal, 3½ from that side. These are much better, and so it doesn't really matter that much, but I'll probably cut 5 from this side because it looks to be a little cleaner. And yeah, probably 5 from that way. Yeah, pretty close on this one. We've got the tower piece done. We've got the base done. Last step will be to cut out the little top. Since my boards are 7¼ wide, we're just going to come over to 7¼ and make us a nice little square. We'll get this knocked out. at the miter saw. And now, everybody's favorite, sanding. I've done the sanding I'm going to do. I just did 180 grit because that's what I had laying around. It's not like this is some super fine piece of furniture that you got to, scale up and all that. It'll do. It's going to get scratched up. Now, time for final assembly. Let's get a reminder about what our dimensions are. We got, looks like 14 and an eighth, a quarter, by 16 for the base. Tower part, 5, 5, just like I wanted. And this is going to be the topper, and that is 7 and a quarter, 7 and a quarter. I've gone back and forth about how I wanted to do this. I am going to put some dowels in. I'm just going to get the tower centered up on the base, the top centered up on the base as well. Drill some holes and have at it. I'm going to use my handy dandy drill bit with a stop collar on this piece and the top, just going part of the way through there. And that'll be that. And I saved you the boredom of me figuring out where the middle and everything is and drawing all my layout marks. I'm just going to go ahead, even though I've got a brad point bit on this one, I'm going to use my awl to get me started. There. Conveniently got these little pins that fit in the dowel holes. And put them in there instead of doing all that measuring over and over again. And we're going to line up just right there, right where it's supposed to be, and squeeze down. And now I've got those marks for where I want to drill my holes for that piece. And I'm just going to repeat over here. There we go. I'm going to drill those holes out and glue them together. Hit up my dry fit. Dowels, and they're pretty tight. I don't want to try to get them back out. So we're going to put a little bit of glue in the hole. A little bit of glue in the hole. Sure I get everything lined back up right. I marked it a certain way. Here we go. Add glue to the back here where you can't see. Really thirsty, so I'm very, very carefully put some on here because I don't want to have to clean up a bunch. They squeeze out or anything. There we go, very quickly. Wipe up anything that did squeeze out that I can. And now on to the top. And now a little better. And make sure you got it lined up the right way again. If your holes aren't, perfectly perfect square and center and whatever, one side might not match up with the other. I definitely should have drilled my holes the other way on this side that's cupped, but it is what it is. There we go. I don't think I'm really going to need to clamp this up. I am going to find something heavy to sit on top of it. And then we'll call this one done. I thank you all for sticking with me and watching through this one. I know it's a little bit of a different kind of project that not everybody is going to have an opportunity or need to do. But I just thought it might be fun to watch me and see all the struggles I had doing stuff. If you want a sticker, I got some. Shoot me an email. I'll put the email down in the description, along with some new ways to support the channel. I can do memberships now. We got 2 levels. If you want to check that out, I've got a Buy Me a Coffee link. And again, I thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Y'all be good.